We're recording now, finally. Goddamn. Good Monday morning. It's Falcons victory. Yes, we whipped the Bucks. Cowboys, your ass is next. And that video's coming out next. But this is a production video here of the video that I did last week before I went to Tampa Bay about my fitness journey here. What ended up happening was I pre-recorded content before I left over the weekend. And as I went to go upload this particular video, and I'm hoping that it's recording now. I'm hoping that if not, it's going to be on the live stream. Of course, you guys won't know that. I'm going to try to upload it. And if it's looking weird, I just do it on the live stream. But ultimately, what ended up happening was me, right? For some reason, StreamYard wasn't recording me on the screen. I was froze and the video kept playing. And so you can hear me talking, but my mouth, me at all, wasn't moving. So I ended up just deleting that video and just told myself when I get back to Georgia today, I'll redo it because I was in Tampa over the weekend at the Falcons-Bucks game. So anyway, with that being said, this video was at the beginning of August, and I ultimately forgot to upload it originally with play-by-play. And so what I ended up doing, I broke it up into 2 episodes, right? And, you know, both of them will be uploaded today. Pretty much just me lifting weights and going over what I was doing and why I was lifting the weights like I normally do. This week I plan on doing 2 live streams. One for tomorrow, Tuesday, a chill stream, just chill react, talk shit, probably about an hour long. And the same for Thursday because this is the Cowboy Falcon week. I got family coming in, so I'm going to be busy. So the content will be just confined to just 2 live streams this week. And then next week, I slowly started back to ramp up more fitness content, stuff that's going on right now in the industry on the fitness side of things. And then the election results, of course, because next Tuesday, the election. So next week, especially, is going to be one of those weeks where we're going to be talking about the government, fitness, and of course, Dragon Ball, of course, and other stuff that you guys are interested in. So without further ado, let's get this going. Let's put myself on the screen. So now this is a pretty lengthy video. So what I'm going to end up doing, I'm going to end up explaining my reps and sets, why I was training this way, and I'm going to be speeding through the video. I wanted to do it and go through the whole thing, but when I realized how long that this video might be, I don't want to make it a 45-minute to an hour-long video of me talking and going over stuff. I'm going to try to condense all this into a 15-minute video. So long story short, the beginning of August, I was battling the cold, kind of like flu-like symptoms. I ended up hurting, actually getting two sprains in my shoulders from doing dips. This one, the right shoulder, because I'm right side dominant, the doctor said it looked like a pretty, what they call a grade 2 muscle sprain. So it's slowly been healing. I've been able to do push-ups again. I'm only doing 10, but when I move my shoulder back, you know, from behind me like this here or shit like that, it really cranks it up. It hurts a little bit. And this one was a light, minor shoulder sprain, muscle tear shoulder sprain, nothing too crazy. So I still want to see how much I could press, which I know might sound stupid. But honestly, at this point in time, I really wasn't hurting. But me battling a cold and trying to lift weights, I still ended up lifting 230 for a single, right? But the goal was to try to do doubles and triples, but the body just wouldn't give me the energy to do it. So this is actually the last time I even bench press with a barbell. I've been mainly doing dumbbell presses because of what's going on in my recovery therapy for my cervical spine and my neck. Most of that is, you know, I'm getting over the hump now. So therapy and appointments are starting to come back down, but I still haven't got the green light to say, hey, you're okay to do this again, load your back. So I've been squatting different ways. I've been pressing and doing different movements to help build and still grow my chest. But this particular video here is the last time I did any compound lifts from squatting, deadlifting, and bench pressing. So let's get started. I just want to fill you guys in. So anyway, 225. I think, if I recall, I got this for a double. And the first rep will go pretty smoothly, right? Second rep, the shoulder, I kind of felt that twinge, and the body just wasn't letting me push the way I wanted to push. And you can look at my face, I'm like, not really feeling it today, right? Not really having it. Now, full disclosure, at this time, I will win roughly around 178, 179. I'm actually about that same weight now. I've been slowly increasing my calories because I'm getting ready to train real hard for November. And then I'm taking the whole month off in December because I'm going to be pushing my body to the limit come November with training to get cut, get lean, all that. Once again, another double. Nothing too crazy. Now, after the holidays, if I get the thumbs up, I will be slowly easing back into lifting heavy with compound lifts. But right now, I've been really building that foundation so I won't have any more issues with injuries and stuff. And I'm watching how much volume I do because a lot of volume is a precursor to injuries as well because ligaments and the tendons and the joints and the muscles, they require more recovery time. And then you go too heavy, same thing applies with compound lifts. This is 230 for a single because with compound lifts, you guys know you work more muscle groups. So if you do a lot of high repetitions with compound lifts, the recovery takes a lot longer. So it's all about finding that fine line. You want to stimulate the muscle, not annihilate the muscle. I heard that from Jeff Cavalier. And I don't know who Jeff heard it from, but it makes sense. You want to stimulate for growth, not do too much to annihilate and beat the muscle down to a pulp to where recovery takes longer because you'll see diminishing gains, number one. And number two, you might deform the muscle. It might not never grow right back to its full capacity because you overworked it too fucking much. Called atrophy because you beat it up too much. Now I ended up dropping the weight down to 190. This is just to get some volume in. I think I did two by fives here. Then I'm gonna drop it down to 170, and I think I did 2 sets of 10 to 15 reps. It was something like that. This was way back in August. So here we go, nice and slow, controlling the weight, not letting the weight just fall. I'm easing it down, and then I'm pushing it up right at a certain tempo. Not just letting it fall on your chest like a lot of people do. They let the weight just fall down and then bounce off the chest. You control the weight. When you control the weight, that means you're working the muscle. When you slow down and lift weights, you are actually putting more emphasis on the muscle because you can better control the weight. If you can slow weight down and really focus on the muscle itself, you're leaving a lot of gains on the table. Same with body weight. Slow down body weight exercises. Slow down body weight squats. Slow down, body weight push-ups. Slow down that stuff and watch how it feels when you do that. Little pause at the bottom, lift up. Once again, just getting volume in, nothing crazy. And I think this is the last set. So I'm gonna speed up a little bit. Same thing, speed up. And now I drop the weight down. This is 170 right here, right? So me adjusting the bench because I kind of slid it forward. This right here is 170. So just like I say, it's all about getting reps in, getting volume, fatiguing the muscle, and not overdoing it. So like I say, everybody knows what they're capable of doing, but you don't want to burn yourself out. Now I do have weeks where I do that, on purpose, but it's rare. It's called overreaching weeks. And you can see how my pec is contracting, the eccentric going down. Then when I push the weight up on the cut center, you can see how the muscle just, expands, then contract, expand, then contract. Nice. Nothing too crazy, right? And then there's another set here. I'm going to go ahead and do another set here. Now over here, what I'm going to end up doing, I'm going to do some dumbbells, 50-pound dumbbells. And I'm going to do a couple of sets on the incline just to target my upper pec a little bit. And then I'm going to do pull-ups with the weighted vest on. So 50-pound dumbbells. I know you guys can see me press these a lot. I actually got 65 pounders as well. I'm pretty over the 50s now, so I'm pressing over 70 on the incline now. And I know you guys may think that that's lightweight, but I'm going to tell you something. When your body has to work unilateral and independent of each other, right? It's hard because now you're going to find out your weak side has to work just hard as your strong side. So isometrically, and isometric means you're isolating certain muscles and you can know in a stretch or a hold or whatever. Isometric, doing unilateral exercises with isometric holds like that, pausing and pushing, right, really brings up the weak side. So all exercises that requires you not to hold on to one common bar, but to have weights in each hand and to push is going to build the most muscle. It's called unilateral exercises with weight. You're unilaterally working each muscle independent of the other. Whether you're doing bicep curls, tricep extension, like what you call it, skull crushers, and I pull up. That vest is 40 pounds, by the way. And doing my feet like that makes it harder. But, unilateral exercises, you need to do them. You want to have balance. Lunges, all of that. Do that. 40 pounds is hard to pull when you're like that. That vest is heavy. Oh. So anyway, and then I'm gonna do another set and the same thing. I'm gonna keep repeating this process. Same thing, right? Nice and slow. I'm not letting the dumbbell just crash down, and I'm focusing on the eccentric, and then I'm being as close as I can on the concentric. But once again, I'm keeping a certain tempo. I'm really putting my mind into the chest fibers when I come down, and then I'm contracting them as I go up. And I'm trying to press the dumbbells together just to get that full contraction at the top, and then the full eccentric overload at the bottom. You want to be even all around. A lot of us, we think about pushing heavy weight with compound movements, but we don't want to build our body evenly throughout. So that's why you have a lot of problems with balance, muscle imbalances, and even walking. A lot of us that squat with just barbell, I'll find out real quick one of our quads will get bigger than the other, so you have like this funny walk. So I do a lot of leg extension. I do lunges. I do things for my weak side to keep it up with the right side to keep it evenly balanced. And I still got a little bit left to go on my left side, but it's not as bad as it was. I used to have a big muscle imbalance problem. All I did was compound movements. Once again, some more pull-ups, and trust me, it's hard. You're doing that type of weight lift, and then you're up there trying to pull yourself up after you did a heavy bench. Then you're doing dumbbells, and then you're doing overhand pull-ups with 40 pounds on your back. It is not that easy. And I can't let my legs hang straight down. I got them crossed behind me, so that's putting more weight behind me. My center of gravity is different. So, those muscles in the back now have to work even harder because now the weight's behind the back. Your legs are fucking heavy as shit. So that's it with that. And once again, I'm going to do another set. Nothing too crazy. I'm going to fast forward through it. Another set. Pull-ups. Now I'm going to do some dumbbell rows. 50-pound dumbbells. And I know somebody going to say, well, it looks like you might be a little bit too high. Your body, your alpometry and stuff is going to dictate that. Your insertion points, how tall you are, how short you are, just your whole body makeup is going to determine the best position for you to row. So for me, this is about right. My body angle's at north about 45 degrees, and I'm getting a nice stretch right at the bottom and a nice contraction at the top. The lats are working just fine. Man, there's another set here. And I'm mainly just working my left side. My right side is strong, so that's why you don't really see me going to the right. I'm starting with my weak side, and I'm really focusing on the weak side. I am going to give my right side some love, but I'm mainly just focusing on the weak side. So doing that nice and slow. And then when I get done with this, there go my right side. Came over here to do some lat pull downs. A few sets of these. Notice I'm not letting the weight just, I'm sitting there and I'm controlling it down, and I'm letting it ease up. Concentric, slowing down the eccentric. Concentric, slowing down the eccentric. Right? So really working the lats, working the upper back a little bit. And I wish I could adjust the seat, but there are just certain machines that you can't adjust the seat. So if I can sit a little lower, I get more of a longer pull down. But for the machine, for what the machine was worth, it's not that bad machine for lat development. But there are better ones out there. So anyway, I'm gonna do another set here. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. I think I did like 3 sets. Even change the handle to more of a neutral grip. Come down. And I think I did 10 reps there. Like I say, nothing crazy. I know Mike O'Hearn. Let me go back, show you the sets here. I know Mike O'Hearn tends to come down and bend over. Yeah, I gotta take the chain off. That's what it is. But you really ain't gotta do all that. Just nice and slow. Come down. Slow down the eccentric like I'm doing, and then be explosive on the concentric, and then ease it down. I'm keeping a certain tempo. Nothing crazy at all. We're gonna fast forward this. Now I'm doing some flies. I love the machine flies. And notice each arm is unilateral of each other. So I gotta work both pecs independently of each other. That's the good thing about a fly, right? They share the same cable, but the bar is not connected, right? Chest is getting full, the fibers, you can see that. full of blood, nice and full, man. So it really works. All right. So full of blood. You can see that. Matter of fact, do one more set. And you can see how the fibers are working. Now, for some reason, with StreamYard, when you do videos like this here, the mouse doesn't show. So I'm just trying to tell you what it looks. If you look at my chest, especially the top part, you see my chest contract, eccentric, and then contract, and then spin. You can just see how the fibers are working if you look at the top. Pushing myself. Now I changed the position of my hands to target different parts of my chest. When I was up high, I was doing more upper chest. Now that I brought my hands in, more of the internal chest around the sternum has to take over. Just nice and slow, right? Do a little bit more. Now I'm doing my right side because that pec is a little bit undeveloped. So I'm focusing on the right side to try to build that right side up. Just taking my time, putting my mind into the muscle. I'm gonna do one more set because it feels real good. And you know, just when you build muscle, you have to work the muscle. Lower the weight, work the muscle itself. Work the muscle itself. Notice I changed my hand. I went in because now I want to get the internal part of my chest, the inside part of that pec, where it's attached to the sternum. Trying to build it up, keeping tension on it. Really putting all my emphasis on that part. And it burns like hell. And it's full of blood. And I think I did a little bit more as well. Yeah. And you can see that's why I want you see that. So I came back over here. You see how much more fuller it got. You can see those fibers, the insertion point where they connect to the fibers on the sternum and feather out towards the chest. You can see that full of blood. Full of blood. So now I'm doing skull crushers. Work the triceps. Nothing crazy. And I think I did 3 sets of these. And then what I like to do after I do a set, I go across my body to really the target to stretch that tricep from a different angle. And it really burns out the tricep. Like I'm trying to choke myself, right? That didn't sound right. But you know what I mean. You can see the tricep working. Let me speed a little bit. Then I did curls. So after I would do a set of those, I go work on the bicep to do a set of curls. Notice I'm not letting the weight just, I'm controlling the eccentric, being exposed on the concentric and slowing down the eccentric. Biceps are working. Another set of skull crushers. Say nothing crazy. Get done with skull crushers. And then I got another dumbbell and we go across the body to stretch out that tricep. And I'm mainly working on my weak side because, like I said, you want to bring up the weaker side than the right side. So that's why I'm doing that. A little bit love on the right, nothing too crazy. Back to the left. And then curling. I think I was curling 55, 60 pounds. Nothing too crazy. Notice I'm not letting the weight pull me forward. I'm not letting my arms go forward. They're locked in. Putting all the emphasis on my bicep. The bicep attached to the front delt. So a little bit of forearm motion is okay, but you don't want to over exaggerate unless your arm is resting on like a preacher bar or something like that, preacher curl pad, to where you can elevate your front delt and get more emphasis on the bicep, or have it angling low to get more emphasis on it. That's totally different though, because it's resting and you can focus on that bicep more. Squatting, nothing crazy. Just the next day. My squat been going up, but I wasn't doing nothing too crazy. This is 230 pounds. I think I was doing triples, nothing crazy. Yeah, just doing triples. Like I said, this was that Tuesday in August, the beginning of August. So we did a few sets of this, 230. And once again, that's another set. And then from behind, this is 235. And once again, going for a triple. I think I worked up a 244 triple. And no, the first time in a while, I think I did 240 for more than one squat. ever since I had hurt in my thoracic spine and my upper neck, my cervical spine. So to be able to do reps with 235, 240, this is 240 here, that felt awesome. I was very proud. And when the doctors tell you will never load your back again, blah, 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 and you can load it, it's a good feeling. But the goal is ultimately to get that upper back shelf thick, to get those muscles in my upper neck a lot more thicker. So I won't have that issue with, injuries no more. And then, of course, leg extensions, nothing crazy. You see how my quads are working. You see all that. You want big legs, you got to do what I'm doing. Did another set. Matter of fact, did I flex my legs? I think I did. I think I got up and flexed them. I think. Let me see. Like I said, I'm trying to make this video not too long. It's already 20 minutes. I'm towards the end. Yeah, I thought I flexed them, but I don't think I did. Did another set. Mainly did the weak side, the left side. There's no more than about 90 pounds to 100 pounds, but I'm working the muscle, and that's the main thing. And this is with both legs now after that, just to I was trying to get more reps out of that leg, so I added the strong leg in on the last few sets to help kick up the pad. So you can see I'm starting off with just the left leg by itself. This is the same set. I'm going to speed up a little bit. And then when I can't go no more, I add the right leg to it to help to overload, to push it up. And I think after this set, when I flex, yeah, the light's horrible, guys. I apologize. But, nice development of the quads themselves. So you want legs, you got to do what I'm doing. And then we're going to end with some deadlift. Now, for full disclosure, I got injured deadlifting. Not so much injured. What ended up happening was the back involuntarily popped. I'm going to explain why in a second. And once again, you guys can't see my mouth, so I'm going to explain what happened in a second. So I'm going to do it now, actually, not in a second. So let me make myself big and make that small. So what ends up happening on the deadlift? You're going to see me straighten out my spine, okay? But I want you to pay attention to where my hips, the insertion to where the glutes are at, right? And where they round down to the hamstrings. You're going to notice that when I have a perfectly straight back, my back is straight, and then it's a little arch like this, right? Where the cervical spine is at, that runs around to my glutes and hamstrings. That normally means I'm straight. What ended up happening was I warmed up, but I didn't warm up enough. And the hamstring was still pretty tight. I could feel it when I was deadlifting. And something that had to do when I squat, because I do a lot of low bar squatting, so that hip hinge and the way that you squat, the way that you lean forward to include more glutes, it also includes your hamstrings more. So essentially, like how I'm deadlifting, when you squat, you're pretty much targeting the same muscles with a low bar squat. And ultimately, the hamstrings can't get tight from that. And that indeed is what's going on here. My hamstring was a little tight. They wasn't weak. They were just tight. And, of course, that runs up through your glutes. Because when you squat, your glutes get a lot of work because you're squatting. That hip hinge movement incorporates the glutes more. And then that portrays to the lower back because, once again, hamstring, glutes, and lower back muscles all tie into each other. They have insertion points that they share. Okay? So, long story short, when I get to my top set for 355, you're going to see, if you pay attention, the first rep came up fine. Kept tension, right? When I went back to set and grab the second set, my lower back was so tight that I couldn't get it straight the way I wanted to because the hamstrings and glutes. That, of course, tension is what you want when you're pulling weight, when you're squatting, when you're bench pressing. You want tight muscles. That's why you don't want to stretch out muscles while you're training. You want that tension so you can press weight. When you can't create tension, you can't create force, right? And what happens in a deadlift is when you create enough tension, especially around joints, just like how you pop your fingers, you create tension around these joints to pop. Same if I pop my back, pop my neck, you put tension around the joints, right? To create that pop. That pop releases muscle. Because of how the nerves and all that just releases muscle, that tension, it releases. When you're deadlifting, though, you don't want that to happen. So the lower back had so much tension on it that I felt the pop, like it went, like my whole lower back popped. It felt good for a split second, but then the muscles lost that tension because of it. And all of that weight that I'm holding in my hand at that, which would be 355 pounds on the last set, went straight to that weakness in the lower back. And so it hurt like hell. You're gonna see me drop the weight and everything and just go. I went off camera and I went and sat down because like it locked up, the muscles locked up. They spasmed them up pretty fucking much. So that's what happened on the deadlift. Too much tension. I didn't stretch out the muscles good enough doing warm up, right, to where I won't have that type of tension. And I ended up having my back pop involuntarily, which released the tension, which caused the weight to go to that weak area in the lower back, which caused me to have a lower back spasm and tight muscles. And I haven't deadlifted since then because doctor told me since I'm still recovering, deadlifting the heavy weight is going to slow that down as they try to correct all this and fix all this. So I haven't really deadlift since then. So it sucks. I've been doing other deadlift movements like with dumbbells, the RDLs with dumbbells, and I've been doing back extensions with the rogue machine, and then they got the machine where you can just do back extensions from sitting up. So I've been working my lower back, but it's nothing like deadlifting, if that makes sense. So hopefully I get the green light to deadlift again here in the near future. So let me make myself small and play this and shut the fuck up so I can end this video. 315 gonna fly out like it ain't nothing. See how I straightened my back out, came up, boom, with 320. No problem. Set the weight down. I should did at least 2 or 3 sets of this, but I ended up kind of just jumping up and not really warming up. I warmed up, but I didn't really warm up, if that makes sense. Nice and tight. This is 340 pounds. No problem. You know, maybe I should have did one more set, but I didn't. I think this is 350 pounds here. And I believe we're doing this for a double. As I get set with straps. I know a lot of people say when you do that, you fatigue your lower back by just staying in that position. Not really. You get used to it. Straighten up. Boom. And you can kind of see my lower back not really getting tight. You can kind of see how I can't really get tight. You can really see it on that lift there. And like I said, I wasn't hurting or nothing, but I knew I was still tight. Well, I went back and watched the tape. This is the 355. Up. Came up no problem. Watch when I set it back down, go up, boom, shook. That's when the back gave out, and I dropped the weight. You can see it right here. Watch when I go to shake. You can kind of see that tension get ready to give right here. Boom, and you can see how I shook. When that pop happened, my whole body shook because that weight went right there, man. I wish I could slow it down, but I can't. First rep came up no problem. Second. Oh, the more I watch, I'm like, God damn. And that's what happened. So you're all caught up. So that's the video. I'm going to be in different clothes on the part 2. The part 2 was filmed on Friday before I went to Tampa Bay. This is Tuesday, October 28th. Falcons celebrating their win off of Tampa. So you're going to see 2 different changes of clothes. But that's what happened. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Part 2 is next. This is your boy Savar Matner saying have a good day, stay safe, and rise up, because we got this.